So now we come to the third really important thing about working with product story blocks inside your shop. And it's about controlling space and the displays inside that space, inside a single shop or across many shops if you have those. It's about the fact that every shop is different, but every linear meter is the same. And from that every shop is different, but every product story block is the same. Whenever I work with a retail client, we always go and we look at their shops, we do some visits, and sometimes, very rarely, I have to say, all their shops look fantastic and they look the same. Sometimes you'll get the other extreme where every shop looks terrible. But quite often what you get is, a variety. Some good shops, some shops that don't look so good, and quite possibly they all look quite different. And of course their excuse is all my shops are different, as though they're the only retailer in the world where that's the case. For practically every retailer in the world, all of their shops are different. It's about how you manage them and how you manage the space. So you create your product story blocks around linear meters. It could be 1.2, 2.4, 3, 3.6 linear meters. But the process within you as a retail business is you begin, with the analysis and the buying and merchandising and the figures. This is what I want from my assortment. Then product designers and buyers and merchandisers again work together to populate this plan. So you bring your plan, your numbers plan alive, thinking about different product categories, thinking about color, shape, size, coordination, different types of product, as we've said, so image makers, core product, planned bestsellers. So you populate your plan. But the crucial thing then is you move to your product story blocks and you visually, with a visual merchandiser, you begin to see how that will look inside your shops by bringing these product story blocks alive. And it's a really important process because it also highlights sometimes where the initial planning, the merchandising, has not quite been right, so you can adjust things. But what you finish with for your shop, your total shop, is a series of these linear meter product story blocks. And what this means is that, for your first shop, if this is your first shop, you can break down your space, your wall space, floor fixtures, tables, into these product story blocks, and you can deliver the plans with the product into the shop at the same time. So, whether you think you have a peculiar shaped shop or it looks like a fairly regular shaped shop, whether it's your first ever shop or whether it's one of many, if you work through the correct process of merchandising, buying and merchandising, populating your numbers, creating these product story blocks, creating the visual merchandising plans for these product story blocks, and then any shop in the world, you allocate linear meter space and you put your product story blocks into them. So it's no excuse because, every shop may well be different, but every linear meter and every linear meter product story block is the same wherever you're going to find it.